Hey everybody, welcome back to another last Epoch video. This time we're featuring, actually for me, an old build. This is the Cold Falconer that I've lovingly referred to as the Winter Falcon. Um, basically, this is a throwing build, a Falconer throwing build that is focused on that little bottle of ice in our Falconer's hands here. So we're just going to get right in here. Now, disclaimer, I have not touched this build in quite a bit, so I'm not sure what I'm working with here as far as things I need to update, because I'm 90% sure I did a lot of progress on the account as a whole for this season since the last time I touched it. So, in fact, yeah, there's plenty of stuff we could probably update. Wow, I actually got a throwing damage on an evolution then? That's crazy. Okay. So,
Greetings.
I think first order of business is we need to absolutely update our blessings here. Actually not bad. Armor's fine, class specific shard. Wow, I was even going to the drop blessings. That's crazy. This build does have a decent amount of ward on it, mainly because since we're using Vial of Volatile Ice, which is what the build is based around, it's got some level of intelligence to it, so we actually do have a tiny bit of ward retention. So there are a few items on here, like Ward Trail, that actually are giving us a decent amount of ward. So I would say if I had it my way, I would definitely, as soon as I can, possibly replace this Riverbend grass, either with a better one or just just Exalted Gloves would be enough. I think a slightly better Elikos would be also sweet. Definitely need a better Bone Clamor Bar Brute. However, that one's going to be also kind of hard to replace. And I mean, we've got two throwing attack Phantom Grips, which makes me happy. Probably a better Rogue Relic would be nice. I mean, not really many options, I think, on that front. Would use Melvern's Writ, but we don't use ballistas, and that's the main reason you would want to use that. Don't think, yeah, I don't even have other Weaver's Relics for her, so yeah, I think we're just, oh, you know what, do I have another one of the, I do have another dagger, and it's actually better. So I think that's going to be our first order of business, is upgrading this. Of course, it deletes all our points. Well, this is a good opportunity to show off the skill tree. I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to spend the time going to Temporal Sanctum and fighting Golruv, but maybe we'll see. We'll see. Do want to upgrade the Claw, though. This is straight up one of the best primordials in the game, so not to mention for a character like this. Oh, and a better Razor Fall. We need a better Razor Fall because this is only a +1 and it's giving intelligence, which we don't care about. So I could have swore. See, this is the problem with playing on two different accounts, playing on online season and offline legacy, is I get my stashes mixed up pretty easily. I could have swore, though, that I had a oh, maybe it was the throwing multiplier. That's tempting, actually. That I had another Razor Fall, but I guess I don't? I mean, that'll be... I mean, to be honest, that's probably our number one thing here. Okay, so... You need to fill out the last... I definitely didn't have enough points. Don't care about arenas? Don't care about... Definitely don't care about Shades of Orbis. Feel like I should... Wow, okay, apparently I'm strong enough to do... I was strong enough on this build to do Collapsing Horizons normally, so that's kind of great. We don't need boss conversions. I don't really care about... Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Don't really care about the dungeon drops anymore. Let's move these around. Okay. And then I guess... Oh, we still have one more point. Oh. That off. I guess Twin Champions, I'm a little nervous about that, but whatever. More Champions is good. Okay. I have an Eye of Rain in there, apparently. I don't think I need that many Elikos abandoned. I'm gonna be real here. Let's... place our armor there. I don't think I need a more Eyes of Rain, so we're just gonna pop a Commoner's Riches. Okay, so let's fix our point situation here. Physical. And again, I'm not gonna go into the nitty gritty about how this skill build is working, because A, it's been at least a month since I've opened this build, and B, it's doing its job as is. I do need to remember what my skill points were in. Marked. More Acid Flask. And that's it. Peak of Wings, I guess. Explosive Traps, amazing. It's that. Definitely Feather Burst. Something like that, I think. Cool. Level 1, I can't remember what my skill build was. Alright. So let's see how this works. I think what we're gonna do is mainly... I think just fill out the rest of our timeline shenanigans. I mean, might as well just finish the ones that we haven't done yet. God, I was actually climbing up on the timeline blessings too. That's crazy. Okay. Let's actually see this build in action. All right. Again, we'll probably go hunt down Jorah if I feel that we're a good boss killer. I think we are. but, you know. I want to make sure that I'm not walking into a trap. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Even got a flask shrine to start. If that's not good luck, I don't know what is. So the main idea is that we are just running around and spamming aerial assault, because when we use aerial assaults, it throws out a bunch of umbral blades, thanks to our boots. And said boots also are enhancing our, well, the name of the build, the cold flasks. So, between the bird throwing the flasks and throwing the umbral blades, we're basically covering the entire battlefield. At this point, I'm just kind of looking for that's it. I mean, anything that gives us, well, there's a good start. Oh my god. That's a fantastic start. Wow. Okay. Some things worse, but some things better. That was really lucky. This is this is literally the first echo, and we're already running into a bit of luck. And level 89 as well. Well, good time to see the passives now. It looks like I was working on glancing blow. Yeah, because I only really need dexterity. Cool. Yeah, this build is nuts. It's got it's got a decent amount of damage over time, and it actually has a good amount of crit and flat chance. So, what's my dodge rating? 42. Wow. Okay. Excellent. But yeah, we're only going to play this for a little bit. Mainly just to kind of show it off. It's one of the builds, one of the earlier homebrew builds I did this season, and yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself for this one. This is something I couldn't really find even similar builds of on like last Epoch tools or Max Roll. Well, definitely not Max Roll. They only do like the really top high tier stuff. So for a homebrew build, this is something I'm glad ended up working out. Was I missing a point here? Guess. Throwing speed's fine. So killing a Rift Beast should give me a good idea of like how strong this build actually is. Well, to be honest, killing Harbingers and whatnot would do that. Plus, we're on Corruption 100, so for a character that's in the high 80s, almost hitting 90, Corruption 100 should be walking the park. This is kind of nuts. Yeah, so we have our own little Rift Beast. I think, well, in a lot of cases, usually I don't take a lot of builds to level 100 because A, that kind of takes forever, and B, I don't really, you know, besides like a handful of builds, I don't really have an intent to like prove to myself that something can reach like Corruption 100. I mean, I'm happy if I can get to Corruption 200. But if it can, great. I mean, Just kind of depends. The way, and I'm going to discuss this later too, later when we talk about the general feel of the game here in November 2025. It's not. This game is balanced in a way that the good stuff is really good, but the bad stuff is just really bad. Like builds that don't perform, they have ways of getting better, but the options are kind of limited. What do you need for parts? That's not to say you can't make most builds in Last Epoch work. Most homebrews do work, but sometimes it's like pulling teeth, and sometimes it's like things just fall into place. This build, for example, I feel, in my opinion, was something that kind of really just kind of all clicked into place. Now, that being said, I do feel like Falconer is still, versus a lot of other builds, a little bit overtuned. Which is fine. I would rather have more classes, have skills that are more overtuned than anything else. I would rather have something that feels like, you know, when you reach, with any build in the game, you reach a point where you hit the empowered timelines, that you're not feeling this, like, overwhelming sense of dread of just like, oh god, as soon as I get to the area 100 places, I don't think I'm gonna survive anymore. Especially, that was you know, back in season 0, 1, and 2, that was definitely the case. Season 2 is a little better. But here in season 3, thanks to primordial items, I think the transition, the leveling curve and the difficulty going into the empowered timelines is a lot smoother. I think that's the exciting thing about waiting for season 4, is we don't really know what to expect now, because everything's just kind of in a really good spot, so whatever they do is going to be just a bonus. I like this one, but it's not perfect. I would like move speed, so I think actually we'll just, I mean, as opposed to intelligence. I mean, I either put dexterity into this or I put move speed, so do I have dexterity boots is the problem. I do. I think that's the only one. Okay. I'll probably do move speed, to be honest. This already has higher dexterity than mine, too, so I'm only really losing the intelligence, which... yeah, whoop-de-doo. Again, a lot of reward for a Falconer slash, you know, Dex class. Let's keep it moving. Alright. This build feels amazing, I swear. Kind of relaxing in a way, too, because most of the time you're just kind of relying on... okay. You're just kind of relying on the... like, anything that doesn't die to aerial assault, or the umbral blades, die to the cold flasks, just frostbiting people to death over time. Not that the damage over time does all that much damage, but still. By the way, I'm just super happy that this build worked out the way it did. Alright. I want to at least fight the timeline boss before we move on. And without using... I mean, I'll pop one just to speed things up a little bit. I guess helmet's fine. Where's my bird? There we go. Find the rune prisons, don't mind if I do. I don't even know what idols... Actually, you know, that's another thing I need to take a look at is what idols I could probably change about this build. This might be one of the few legacy characters I actually don't end up deleting at the end of the season just because I don't think I'm ever going to build this ever again. This is definitely something I don't think I could recreate very easily unless they added more items to support it, more skill nodes to support it. Because just looking at the skill tree here, or the skill panel, there's not a lot of cold. It's acid flask, explosive trap, falconry itself, which I don't even know how the hell to trigger that, and then like hail of arrows, detonating arrow, and decoy. So like very, you know, a majority of the skills are either fire, poison, or physical. So, well, to be fair, lightning's probably even worse than cold. So I'll give cold the credit that at least it's not as bad as trying to make a lightning build. I guess lightning shuriken would probably be the best thing. Rogue. I'm gonna talk about this again more later, but Rogue just needs some help. Easy. I don't need a cuckoo. Ooh, nope. Basically, we only use explosive trap for bosses. Doesn't even really do that much damage. We mainly use it for another. I'm just getting randomly summoned roof beast a lot right now. We're mainly using it for bosses that because of the cold shred that it provides. I'm just happy to say that the mana issues. This build, I do remember when I was playing this build earlier last month that this build had many mana issues, and it took. It wasn't until we started getting most of our uniques going that things started to cool off. Oh right, mage prisons. Is this deathless? This is not deathless. I remember this being really like Falconers are really easy to level because the Falcon is just so, again, just very overtuned. So was very cocky for a bit in the mid game when I was leveling this, and ended up just dying to some very silly things that I should not have died to. Alright. Yeah, cemetery, might as well start heading for that. I don't like doing idle stuff, but it is what it is. What is our special idols? Throwing damage and armor shred duration. I don't remember how much armor shred we actually have. I think we do. Yeah, tempered glass. Oh, yes. So good. Probably part of the reason why this build just slaps. Again, we're critting for like 4k per flask, which is pretty good for something that isn't getting the buff from me having potions. Yeah, maybe we will go fight Jorah. Ooh. Weird wand, though. I'll toss in the stash, why not? Another Rift Beast over here. Ow. This build does have a little bit of low health, so that's where the ward really comes in handy. So far, so good. Wow. That one's not terrible. Really weird idols. Or, well, not weird idols, sorry. Good idols that are just missing the mark on... Oh, I don't have any room. I'm just gonna... Those there for now. I don't have any room in here either. Crap. Something like that. Okay. Go to the cemetery. Love the cold explodey guys. Oh, hello. We kill stuff so fast that I just forget to hit half of my skill buttons. The only one I don't need to press at all is really Umbral Blades, I mean, because it's just kind of a waste of time. I have really slow attack speed with it. And it is better off just being thrown by the Falcon. More champions, damn it. Yeah, this build is nuts. I gotta say, it does feel good when you get to the point in the build where most of your upgrades are either luxury items from, like, Aberoth, Harbinger, Zuber Aberoth, or just strictly better versions of existing items you already have equipped. And that's where we're at, basically, on this build. Where you can finally just relax and just farm to your heart's content. Yeah, I think we'll fight Jorah after the boss. That'll be a good way to cap this off. I will say probably one of the tiny drawbacks of this build is it can be a little hard to read the screen. Especially because the cold flask have these, I mean, as you can see, it's like I'm throwing white smoke bombs just everywhere constantly, and it makes it really hard to see the ground. So you got to be very careful about enemy ground effects, especially if they're the same color. Like if you're facing off against like Herod or something. I'm dead. Alright. Now the question is there an egg? Oh, apparently I was empowering something. Okay. Yeah, even a maxed out Harbinger's not really an issue. I have a 2 Moesia. Interesting. Wow. Darn, too bad that's not a double. Double exalted. Would have been great. Champion's always nice to see, especially when it doesn't stand a chance. I almost want to try something risky. Oh, nice. I also want to try something risky and try doing the souped up the Woven Echo where you fight 8 Rift Beasts back to back. Although that might be a little too ambitious, considering the fact that we have decent survivability, but we are very vulnerable to being one-shot because our max life is so low. I guess the main thing I want to see is this. Poison. Come on. Okay. That's not great, but whatever. Like, am I crazy, right? Would this be too much? I just want to see if it works out, honestly. I mean, again, I was just casually doing Collapsing Horizons, apparently, so... Let's see. Corruption 100 shouldn't be too hard, right? I'm not gonna get instantly one-shot. Let's do Collapsing Horizon first so I can burn off the high health enemies. Modifier there. I'm not sweating, you're sweating. Alright. See how fast we can take down a Harbinger. Oh god, I forgot it's this one. Oh god, what have I done? Ew! Hey, not too bad. Just avoid the attacks. My dodge rating is like 40 something, so that's nice. I can still be easily one-shot. Definitely one of the more obnoxious harbingers. Alright, got her. Nice. Okay, maybe we have a shot. Even got a phase point for our troubles that only rolled +1. Crap. Alright. Yeah, that one rolled. Not great. Actually have a chance. My far side tab full? Oh my god. I apparently need to stop picking up 1 LP items. Alright, let's give this a shot. I'm only going to try this once. If I die, I'm not going to repeat it. I don't have time to, like, slam my face against this. I mean, the main strategy here is just going to be, like, kind of hitting and running. Because, oh god, especially one with a crystallized heart, there's no way I'm going to survive, like, half the attacks. I'm going to have to, like, beg that. Nope, yep, see? Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. That was a test. That was a test. I'm good. Let's hit one more of these, and then let's go get some purple rings. And then we're gonna go fight the timeline boss, fight Jorah, and yeah, that'll be Winter Falcon for the day. This build is awesome. I think if I can get to a point where I can get more, if I can find a way to squeeze more HP out of this build, get it up to like at least 1500 red health and maybe a little bit more ward here and there. I think this build easily is a at least I would say, like, if we're going off of like max roll standards, B tier, maybe A. I think A if you get ideal, everything like at least LP1, everything with tons of dexterity. I think you could easily push this to like 200 corruption, maybe even 3. I guess the problem is that you have to use a level 0 unique in Vial of Volatile Eyes, so that's the goofy part. Although I shouldn't talk trash about it because it's doing work. It does do work. This build literally does not exist without it, so to speak, because it's the only thing that gives Cold Flask. There we go. Ooh, hello. Sure. I fall on Weaver gear? No, I am not. Alright, timeline boss time? Nice. And we get to fight the Harbinger again. Yay! Oops. My beast. Why did my beast show up? I didn't get it down to below 35. Or did I? I didn't catch it. There we go. And dead. Alright. Bring it on, Harbinger. She should be easier because the buff from doing the Woven Echo itself is stronger than the modifier I have for this boss. I basically never have potions on this build, too, so... if I get hit, there's not really a reliable way to heal myself. There we go. Cool, cool, cool. Let's do Amulet. Let's do Gloves. Get a throne. I don't know how many thrones I have left. Not great. Okay. Do I have a throne? Don't. I actually need another one. Cool. Honestly, I wonder if that would be actually be good in this build. I'm not gonna... I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Yeah, let's go, slam some Razor Fall boots with some move speed, and I think we'll call it. Now, this won't be, this will be a separate video, but here on stream, we're going to be talking about the game in general here in a bit, so. Pretty sure Jorah is going to die nearly instantly. I'll eat my words on it. There we go. Ooh, a 2 Somnia, nice. Also, my Rift Beast spawned with a crystallized heart. Okay. Oh, I already have plenty of 2 Somnias. I can't even throw this in the bar say. Well, whatever. I'm not gonna bother. Okay. Come on. Oh, that's 70. Oh my god, Razorfall 76. Oh no. I wasn't paying attention. Alright. What needs a slam? Anything here? Sure. I feel so silly for doing that. Sure. Oof, that is terrible, but I don't care. Okay, at least hit the minion damage. That was like the best case scenario. I actually max rolled on the area minion damage, so that's nice. Okay. Go back to the end of time. And then, yeah, let's say bon voyage to our old Falconer again. Velison's Claw, Bone Clamor Barbrute, Evolution's End with throwing damage, Eliko's Abandon with Explosive Trap, Vial of Volatile Ice, which, frankly could be better, but I mean, it's not bad for putting a Catalyst on, a Falconer. A pair of Phantom Grips, Ward Trail, Riverbend Grasp. Again, probably one of the weakest. Probably, if I had to pick of every item we have equipped right now, it's probably Riverbend Grasp. I think would be worse. That being said, it's still a great legendary to have, but I just definitely would. If I were to really push this build, this would be the first thing I'd want to upgrade. Razorfall. I mean, it's cornerstone to the build, but we need move speed because, yeah. Well, I wouldn't even say move speed. Honestly, probably not move speed. Probably do want to put dexterity on this. But intelligence is fine in the meantime. And then we need a better Gambit of the Erase Rogue. So, yeah. Overall, I'm happy with it. 93 dexterity. I mean, yeesh.